Did you know that there's an experiment that has been conducted to try and see if people could fall in love in a few minutes just by answering some questions? Well, there has. And today we're going to go through these questions together to make you fall in love with me, your favorite YouTuber. Welcome to this brand new video. My name is Pinkie. As always, thank you for tuning in and let's dive right into it. So obviously, I prepared a PowerPoint presentation again. I love my PowerPoint presentations. You know me. I can't live without them. So, who am I even? What qualifies me to make this presentation? Well, now you asked. My name is Pinkie, as you already know. My username is punkfotza, which you already know if you scroll down to subscribe. If you haven't, please go do that now. Probably, I'm already your favorite YouTuber. I'm super duper cool. If you want to see some proof of how cool I am, just go watch the other videos I have up on my channel, or you could go watch the introduction I made. The only thing that's cooler than me is my VTuber model. That's the only thing in this world that is cooler than me. And also, I'm super duper funny. Like, I mean, you've already died from laughter 3 times while making this video. While watching this video. I'm the funniest person you ever knew. So, now let's actually touch on what the questions to fall in love are. What is this experiment? As I said, these 36 questions to fall in love, are an experiment that has been made in order to try and make people fall in love. The experiment was originally conducted in 1997, and there was a paper written on it in the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin. The team of scientists led by Arthur Orwin and Elaine Aron, they're a married couple. So they wrote this paper with a team, and it's all about like the experiments they did about like, hey, we took these strangers and said, hey, answer these questions and stare into each other's eyes for 4 minutes. So we can see if you fall in love thanks to that. So it's not entirely proven if it works, but at least it kind of gives a spark to some of the probands, or some of the strangers that were involved in the experiment. And yeah, it's kind of a silly experiment, like just to think, oh yeah, let's try and make people fall in love. Moving on. First question. So, given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? Anyway, oh yeah, by the way, feel free to answer the questions in the comments down below, to just add a little timestamp and be like, hey, this is my pick, and everything. So I can learn a bit more about my lovely viewers, you learn a bit more about me. Even if we don't fall in love, it's great, right? So I actually couldn't decide on just one person, so I have 4 picks. I know, against the rules, but who cares? So my picks are Quentin Tarantino, as you can see in all his glory. So for Quentin Tarantino, he's mostly the pick of like, oh yeah, I just want to yap with him, even though I don't really like him all that much. He's like, I have a love-hate relationship to him. Like, I love his movies, but I hate him. Then we have Marie-Joanne. So you probably don't know her, but she is a German YouTuber, and she makes videos all about the like female topics, female empowerment and everything, social issues and everything. And the thing is, I wouldn't even need to talk to her about these kind of things. I just feel like I feel like we'd match vibes, like our energies just work together. Like it's like 2 halves of a heart, and we're being put together, and it's just a beautiful love explosion, you know. Then we have Christopher Waltz. Christopher Waltz is because he's the most famous Austrian actor after Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would say. I like the movies he's in, and he also blocked me on Instagram. He blocked me on Instagram. I need to talk to him about that. And you're like, why are you blocking me on Instagram? I didn't do anything. I only asked him for a 1-hour ASMR video because I can concentrate better when I listen to his voice. I'm not a weirdo. And then we have Paul Dano, because I like Paul Dano. He's a cutie. He's a cutie patootie. I love the movies he starred in. I'd love to hear some stories from the sets he was at. I just think he's neat. I just think he's cool. Question number 2. Would you like to be famous? In what way? So, for me, it's kind of obvious. in what way I'd want to be famous, given that I have a YouTube channel. How do you think I want to be famous? Now, my YouTube is mostly just for fun, but of course, if I turn out to be famous, that would also be cool, right? Yeah, maybe leave a like, leave a comment. Boost the algorithm if you want to see me become famous, I guess. Question number 3. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say? Why? So, I sometimes rehearse what I'm going to say, mostly because I'm very scared before taking your phone calls and pretty nervous. I'm like, oh dear God, what am I going to say? Oh. Sometimes I have to make calls and I really don't know what I'm supposed to say at those, because it's, for example, it's a call at the doctor's office and I'm not sure what to say. Like, maybe I have this weird fungus on my arm and I want to call my doctor and be like, hey, is this normal? Should I come over? How do I describe that? What do I say? What do I say? That's why I rehearse. Number 4. What would constitute a perfect day for you? So, I have multiple versions of a perfect day, but my top 2 versions are visiting a cat cafe with my boyfriend, because I'm just a huge cat fan and I'd love to go visit some cat cafe, drink coffee with him, drink a matcha latte, and pet some cute little kitties. Also, I've already been at a cat cafe and I love them. They are so goated. I love cat cafes, so I'd love to go to one with him. But I would also be happy with a maid cafe, because I'd love to have that experience where I have some maids and they dance and I get to chat with them, I get to yap with them and everything, and they make like the cute little spell to make my food taste better, like ding, magic food spell, something, you know what I mean. We all know what we mean with that, okay? You all know what I mean. Question number 5. When do you last sing to yourself? Someone else? So, most of the time I don't actually notice it when I sing, but it's probably, last time was probably before I started recording this video. I probably just sung a little something like a smooth operator, Yeah, I don't really sing to other people, but sometimes I sing to myself, but I don't notice it. I don't think anyone notices that. It's just for efficiency. Question number 6. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? So this question actually confused me a bit, so let me break it down for you. So after you turn 30 years old, you get to choose, okay, so either you stop aging in your body or your mind stops aging. So what I would actually choose is to have my body stop aging, because I don't know when dementia kicks in, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't at 90 or only for like the last 10 years. So I don't really think that I would even get dementia. So I'd rather gather up all that wisdom and have a lively body without any issues, so I can spread my wisdom effectively. So I'd rather keep the mind of a 90-year-old and the body of a 30-year-old. 7. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? So this is a silly one, actually. Probably supposed to be deeper, but I didn't really take it serious. So I have an issue. I don't watch the street when I walk out. I really don't watch the street and everything. And so it's like, you have to watch the street. You'll get hit by a truck someday. So I think I'll get isekai'd someday. I will get hit by a truck, definitely. Like, cars have to stop all the time because they almost accidentally hit me. So I think I get hit by a truck and get isekai'd. I think that's how I'm gonna die, in a silly, stupid way. Because everyone always saying, you have to be more attentive or you'll die. I'm like, yeah. No, I'm not gonna be more attentive. I think I'll just die. Number 8. Name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. So, I actually didn't see that it said 3. So, I only prepared 1 thing. And that is that we are all low-key, high-key nerds. Because I need to generalize, because I'm a huge people group. So, first of all, we are all low-key, high-key nerds. I think we can all agree on that. You are a nerd, I'm a nerd, he's a nerd, she's a nerd. We're all nerds, right? Second of all, well, I guess we're all gamers. I mean, this is a mostly Let's Play channel, so probably you're a gamer as well, probably. And then free of all, we are all human. If you're commenting down below that you're a cat, I won't believe you. I won't believe you unless you write me an essay in cat. Number 9. For what in your life do you feel most grateful? So, I actually feel most grateful for my little kitty cat, Terry. He is the cutest little guy in this entire world. He is so super duper sweet. I love him. I actually made him an Insta account. His username is perlord420. If you want to go check him out, he is the cutest. I'm gonna be posting up some pictures of him in the coming few weeks. And yeah, I'm just super grateful for him because he's just my little guy. He's just my little man. He's just a bro. He's just a dude bro. I love him. Could be happier. I couldn't have asked for a better cat. He's the best cat there is. And we're already at number 10. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? So for me, it's definitely got to be less unrestricted internet access. I've seen a lot of things that I shouldn't have seen at a very young age because of my lack of internet restrictions. I mean, of course, I enjoyed my time on the internet. I probably wouldn't be here doing my YouTube videos if it wasn't for the early internet, but still, I was a child. I saw things I shouldn't have been supposed to see, and if I could have chosen, I probably would have chosen not to have that much internet access and to actually enjoy my childhood a little bit more. Moving on to deep category of this one. Number 11. Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. And we actually got a little timer here specifically for that. So my life story probably sets from the time I was born. I was born in the same hospital as where I live right now. So I actually live only 10 minutes away from the hospital I was born at. When I was born, I had breathing problems, which is why I was immediately taken away from my mother. And the first person that ever held me properly was my father, which might be why I have such a deep bond to him. I've always had a deeper bond to my father than my mother. My family's always been not that well off. I mean, as soon as I could think, whenever I was refused something, it was because we didn't have enough money. We had to save up. That was always the reasoning. Like, Mom, I really want this Lego set. And we can't have that. We have to save up right now. We don't have money right now. We need to be careful right now. It was always the same excuse. And that's why, since back as a child, I've always had ingrained in my head that thought that we never have enough. We never have enough money. Which probably caused some fears of spending money in me. But, I mean, hey, at least I don't spend my money. This is tough. How do I summarize my life? Well, we lived in a few houses, but never bought one. We always rented because we couldn't afford to buy. And for most of my life, I've lived in the town that I live in right now. And yeah, I first went to grade school where I wasn't that well of a student. Then that way I couldn't get into into a high school directly instead of a middle school. So I had to go to middle school first, where we discovered that I am gifted intellectually. And then I went over to a gymnasium. And there I was bullied relentlessly. People made unaliving jokes about me unaliving myself, about me having depressions, about me being an emo, about me cutting myself. And that lasted for years and years. And eventually, my academics suffered from my mental health that much that I had to repeat a school year, which is why I swapped paths. And now I'm in the class I'm in right now. It's a nice class. It's great. I have friends. I have fun. My grades are going up rapidly. I am having a good time. People are coming to me for academic help, like me. I am tutoring people. I'm doing good in my job. I am having a good time. And yeah, I don't have that much of a life story to tell because I've only had such a short life up until now. But I guess if I had to tell about anything else, it's that I have 2 brothers. I have one brother with which I had like an on-off relationship. Like, first few years of my life, he hated me because I took away his place as only child. Then he liked me. Now he hates me again. My little brother I've pretty much always gotten along with. He's the sweetest. Shout out to him at this part. Yeah, I've always wanted a cat for my entire life and only recently got them. And I guess that pretty much sums it up. I don't have that much of an interesting life story. And that's it. That was it for the 4 minutes. That's my life story. Moving on, question number 12. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? So for me, it would be my faster video editing skills, because the biggest struggle I have is that my videos take ages to film. Oh, not the filming. The filming is quickly, but I take so long to actually edit them, and I'd love to know how to edit them faster, but I just can't, and it makes me hate editing. But I want to like editing because I have to do it. That's why I want to like it, if you get what I mean. 13. If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know? I'd love to have a crystal ball that could tell me the truth about other people, simply because I'd like to know what I'm getting into before I get to know other people. Like, you meet a person and you can like, oh, crystal ball, oh, dear crystal, is this person actually who they pretend to be? Like, yeah or no? And then you can decide, oh, should I actually befriend them? Should I actually let myself get pulled into this? Or are they going to play me like the fiddle? 14. Is there something that you dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it? So for me, it's streaming. I would love to start streaming. I would love to get into streaming, especially since I already have a friend who streams regularly. Her name's Official Couple. Her streams are in German, but go check her out if you have time. They're good. I love to lurk on them. But I just lack the time to actually get to it. I don't have that time. So I probably won't be streaming until I'm out of school. Which... 15. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life? So for me, the greatest accomplishment of my life is discovering who I am and coming to terms with myself. So I've always struggled with my identity, and only recently I've realized who I really am, what kind of person I am, and what kind of person I want to be. And that is the greatest thing I've ever accomplished, in my opinion. But if I had to talk about something that is more of an accomplishment, it would probably be fulfilling one of my lifelong dreams. So ever since I could think, I've been watching YouTubers and want to get into YouTubing myself, because I've admired those YouTubers that I've watched and was like, I want to be just like them when I grow up. And now finally I'm old enough to do my YouTube videos. I have the time to do my YouTube videos. Finally I pulled myself up and was like, yeah, I'm doing YouTube videos now, because I've constantly started getting into projects and dropped them a day after because I was just that mentally exhausted. And finally I can actually get to it. I can actually do what I wanted to do for so long. This has been a year since a dream for like 7 or 8 years for me, and finally I'm at that point where I can actually fulfill my dream, where I can actually film my own videos, and nothing's ever made me this happy. I am filled with joy. I'm overjoyed. I know that my videos don't get as many clicks, but still I'm so happy. It makes me so happy to actually be able to do this. And yeah, I'd say that that's my greatest accomplishment, really. To finally pull myself up and be like, hey, I want to do this, so I will be doing it. I will never let anyone pull me down. I think that's the kind of attitude we should go with for everything. Question 16. What do you value most in a friendship? So me personally, I value being understood and being able to be fascinated by similar things. I really want all my friends and me to get along, to understand each other, and to be able to like the same things. I'd be like, hey, I like this. Do you also like this? Yeah, I like this. Do you also like this? I'm like, yeah, I like this. And do you also like this? And yeah, I like this. And you also like this? You know, to just get along and like the same things. To be like, well, to understand each other. To be understood is what it's all about, isn't it? I originally wanted to put in this one meme that I saw of Snoopy and a Kimono Mimi dog girl, where Snoopy essentially says like, to be truly understood is what it's all about, isn't it? And yeah, I agree with you, Snoopy. I agree with you on this one. The only thing I want is to truly be understood, and I've got some friends who truly understand me now, and that makes me so happy. So I hope you guys find friends just like that, people that understand you, like the same things as you. You know? It's the best thing that can ever happen to you. 17. What is your most treasured memory? So for me, it's my birthday party from this year. Exactly, that's the friends I was talking about. It's me and my friends. It's stretched out. And we look like a gang, but I love it. That's my favorite memory currently. To just look back and be like, hey, all my friends came. I'm so happy to have them have had them at my birthday party. Now, 18. What is your most terrible memory? So this is a cursed one. I need you to stay calm and not scream when you see the next picture. My wolf cut. I went over to a hair. So, as I mentioned already, my family has always been pretty poor. So I've always gone to if you're in America, you'll probably know Supercuts, and essentially that in Austria, clip. And so I've always gone to this hairstylist, and it's just often they don't really know what they're doing. They don't see the vision, and so I asked them for a wolf cut, like a Alice Cullen, shaggy pixie wolf cut thing, and they essentially gave me a bob cut. They really said, oh yeah, oh, Alice Cullen, shaggy, pixie. So you mean Howard Wolowitz? And it's not that my hair isn't textured enough, that my hair that my hair doesn't fit the hairstyle. Now I have a different hairstyle and it looks exactly how I wanted it to. And then my hair is longer. I finally got the wolf cut I was wanting. I look exactly how I wanted to back then, but back then I just looked like Howard Wolowitz. I looked like that clown. So please don't go to cheap, unknowledgeable hairstylists when you want to make it a change. Like if they just say, if you just wanna have your hair, your tips cut, you want to just get a freshen up, sure, you can go to them. But if you want to make a type change, go to an actual hairstyle. 19. If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you're living? Why? So I actually wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything about the way I was living, because even if I found out I would die suddenly, I want to see the end of my life play out as I always see it play out. Of course, I'd visit more people that I wanted to visit, or talk more to people that I love, but I wouldn't actively try and do anything like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat healthier now because I'm gonna die anyway. I'll just continue living my life as I already did and try to stay calm and spend my last few months exactly how they would have played out regardless. I wouldn't change anything. It's too late. Why would I? Why would I change anything then? I had my chance to change things, and now I know that I'll die. And it doesn't make sense to change anything anymore. 20. What does friendship mean to you? So this kind of feels like a repeat, but, well, friendship means everything to me. Friendship is my number one in my life. I think friendship is the most important thing there is. I don't think there's anything better than friendship. Friendship is everything. I mean, there's a reason why anime characters always defeat the evil one in the end with the power of friendship. there's a reason for that. It's because friendship is the greatest power of all, because friendship is the most amazing thing there is. Since I don't have that much of, I want to say, because my family wasn't always there for me, I've grown to have to have pretty strong bonds with my found family. If you don't know, found family, those are friends that you essentially see as a family, and I have lots of found family friends, and they're the most important people in my life to me. So I'm really all about family and friendship and everything. Friendship is the most important thing ever to me. 21. What roles do love and affection play in your life? Love and affection are also some of the most important things in my life. Before it was like, man, I would have probably put this as low priority, but ever since I got a boyfriend, it's been really important to me. Be like, hey, I love my boyfriend, and I want to take care of him. I want him to love me. I want to be treated affectionately by him. I want to treat him affectionately. It's so important to me. Well, I guess that's why love and affection play such a huge role in my life. I can't really explain exactly why. Maybe it's because it's something I missed out on in my earlier life, but it's just really important to me. I just really care about love and affection. 22. Alternate sharing something you consider positive characteristic of your partner. Share a total of 5 items. So it is actually you're supposed to go is that I say something that I think is positive about you. You say something you think is positive about me, and we do that 5 times. Because we can't take turns, I will just be saying what I think is positive about you guys, and then you comment down below what you think is positive about me. Okay? Okay. So, for my lovely viewers, I think that this is very subscriber specific. I think it's amazing that you guys always tune into my videos, that you always, especially to the ones that always comment, I'm very grateful that you always comment down below, that you enjoy my videos that much, that you watch every single one of them, and that you stay updated with my community posts. I'm so happy. I really love you guys. I love my viewers. So I guess it's positive. I like that you always tune in, that you always watch over me. And then I also love that you guys always have something to add to the video, even if it's just, oh yeah, I think mango is better than vegetables, or like, oh yeah, I love gyros. I think that it's amazing that you guys always have something to add on, because sometimes it's things I never would have thought of, but they're so fascinating when put into contrast with my video. Then I love that you guys are so open with me, that you're not afraid to share anything with me. So, for example, a viewer of mine once I mentioned photography video, talked about how his wife loves photography and everything, and I think that's just so sweet. I think it's sweet that you guys share things with me. Then I love that you guys I love that you participate when I try to do something community related. For example, when I made a poll about how I wanted to make new videos, what kind of games I should play, and so many people said, oh yeah, this video, this game. And I think that's just great. And I think that was 5 things. I love those things about you. I love so many things about my viewers. You're great. You're great, guys. 23. How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your was happier than most of the people's? So my family wasn't exactly cold. It wasn't abusive or anything, but it also wasn't the warmest. I mean, it's more the individual relationship. So me and my father, that is hell from temperature. We are sweating. That's how warm our relationship is. But me and my mother's relationship is pretty cold. So I wouldn't necessarily say that my family is pretty close and warm. It's like lukewarm. And that's why I highly doubt that my child is happy for most people's. 24. Relating to that, how do I feel about my relationship with my mother? So it's hard to talk about it, but like if you've played Project Tekai, you'll know what I mean by this. Baffle you and Matthew's mom. So my mom expects a lot of me. She doesn't want me to engage in stupid stuff that she thinks is not worthy. So, for example, for a long time, my mom's always been like, why do you want this? Why are you so into this? And she doesn't even try to understand my interests, for example. She constantly keeps talking about how my microphone is a camera and everything. I keep telling her, it's a microphone. It's a microphone. You've seen this kind of microphone everywhere. Why would you say it's a camera? And she keeps saying, oh yeah, I broke the camera in your room. Oh yeah, I misplaced the camera in your room. I'm a camera. It's not a camera. And she doesn't even try to understand the things I like. And if she does, she only gets into it for like a week or so, until I've made up with her, and then she stops. So sometimes I have an argument with her, and then she's like, oh yeah, I always try to engage in your interests. You just never appreciate it. And then she plays, for example, Stray for 1 week, and she stops because truth is she doesn't really care that much. She has better things to do, or at least she thinks she has better things to do. She doesn't want to do it that much. So it's like, why would she spend more time with this than she has to get me on her side again? We constantly argue because she prefers my older brother over me, and it's exhausting. So I have a pretty troubled relationship with my mother. I'd love to have a good relationship with my mother. I really do, but we really struggle with each other because she doesn't want to understand me, and I'm sick and tired of trying to put in the effort only to get nothing back. Anyways, 25. Make 3 true we statements each. For instance, we're both in this room feeling, I don't know. So, we are both connected to this video. We are both able to write comments. And we are both on the internet right now. 26. Complete the sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share. So, I wish I had someone with whom I could share my thoughts about Burger King's ice cream change. I don't know if this is just my Burger King, but recently the sundae has been less creamy and more icy, which is horrible since I love their brownie sundaes. But the brownie doesn't taste good without ice cream, and the ice cream tastes like shit right now. Because it's so icy and chunky and watery and everything. It's horrible. 27. If you're going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know. So, the most important thing probably is that I'm a very loud speaker. You may not notice this in the video because I tune my voice down a lot. But in reality, people constantly tell me that I'm screaming, that I'm yelling. I'm really not yelling. I can't control the volume that I speak at. So I just speak very loud. And to others it may seem like yelling, but to me it's just normal volume. 28. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you just met. Well, this is a toughie. I like how you guys are all very a huge variety of different people watching my videos. I love to stalk you guys. I love to go over to your accounts and stalk you and see what you guys are watching. And for the most part, it's all different stuff. Like, I've barely seen anything repeat. You guys have such huge spreads of what you enjoy watching, and I think that's great. I think it's great that so many different people can get united under my videos. I think that's awesome. 29. Share your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. So for me, it's going to be a moment I'm going to be referring to as the toast incident. We need this reference picture for this. Let me pull up my laser pointer. So, let's take a look at this. So, let's ignore this child and this whole construct. We only need this and this. So I need to imagine a huge gym hall. And you need to imagine the 11-year-old Pinkie. So, we have this box set up in the middle of the gym hall with this mat right behind it. Now, our task was to run to this box, sling ourselves on top of it, and jump. So run, up, jump. And so the thing is, I ran all the way to the box across the gym hall, ran, jumped on it. Slung myself over it. You know the slide that they do in military games often. That's the shooters often. That's what I did. So I slung myself over it, and landed right here at the end of the mat. And I waved my arms around, trying to catch my weight, trying to catch myself, be like, hey, I don't want to fall. And I didn't fall. I caught myself, and I stood on the mat. But because the mat is so soft, I started leaning forward and flopped onto the floor like a toast. So I was standing there, and I suddenly, whoop, plah, like a toast. It was so bad. It was the worst experience of my life. It was so embarrassing. And I cried afterwards. So, yeah, that's a toast incident. 30. When did you last cry in front of another person? By yourself? So, in front of another person, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago. And by myself this morning, actually. I was getting overwhelmed at the time of recording. I was getting overwhelmed with everything, and so I cried today in the morning. Tell your partner something that you like about them already. I like everything about you guys already. I just like my viewers. As I said, I like that you're so that have such a big variety. That's what I like about you guys. That you're so diverse. 32. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? So since I'm actually affected by this issue, it's going to be a bit deeper. So in general, I don't have any issues with suicide jokes. I think they can be funny, like, I don't know, how many emos does it take to hang a lamp? None, because no matter how many emos you put there, they hang themselves instead of a lamp. I don't know. There are funny suicide jokes. There are funny mental health jokes. There are funny murder jokes, but I feel like as soon as you go into a person's own struggles, especially in terms of mental health, like go on a personal level, that is too serious to be joked about. So that was why I would consider what happened to me bullying and not just fun. So to them, they were just making jokes, but to me it was bullying, because instead of just making suicide jokes in general, they made suicide jokes about me. In fact, for me personally, I made suicide jokes when I was feeling really bad back then, with my mental health, as a way to cope. Now, random classmates of mine started making suicide jokes about me because they thought that me making suicide jokes about myself in order to cope was an invitation for them to do suicide jokes about me, even though they didn't have anything to cope about, even though it didn't even concern them at all. It shouldn't have been their issue, it shouldn't have been their problem, but they started doing suicide jokes about me. They started thinking, oh yeah, it's free game now. And it was terrifying, it was scary, it was horrible, and made me actually think that they all wanted to see me dead. Made me actually consider suicide. So, what I want to say is, don't do mental health jokes. Don't do jokes about about specific mental healths. Sure, you can do jokes about depression or anything, but please don't do jokes about specific person's depression. That's a low bar. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what will you most regret not having told someone? Why haven't you told him yet? For me, it would be that I haven't told my mother how I truly feel with her, how our relationship really is, what I think would solve a relationship. Then, that I haven't told my boyfriend how much I really love him, that he's everything to me, and I guess quite a few people I would say sorry to. The thing is, I'm usually pretty open with how I communicate with people, what I tell people. I pretty much tell people when I think something, but there's just a few people that a few cases where I haven't told them, and mostly because I was afraid, and so I would regret not having told them. In most cases, I didn't even have a reason why I didn't say anything. It's just I was too afraid. I was too scared. If that makes sense. 34. Your house, containing everything you own, catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. What would it be? Why? So originally, I was thinking about getting the promise ring that my boyfriend gave me. However, I don't think that would actually be necessary. Sure, I love that promise ring, but I probably would. And first of all, I probably would be wearing it anyway. And otherwise, I mean, he's gonna marry me someday, so I'll get another ring anyway. But if I had to save one item, it would be the bunny that he gave me for my birthday. It's the most recent gift that he gave me, and I'd feel so bad if I didn't get it out. It's important to me. It reminds me so much of him because I call him Bunny. So I would say, yeah, if I had to make his final dash in, I would be getting that. Not the ring, but the little bunny. Especially since I would need comfort if I died, if my house burned down. So I would get the bunny. 35. Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing? Why? So I mentioned that I have a little brother and a big brother. So I would be most disturbed by my little brother's death because, sure, he's already 14 years old. But still, he's just so young to me. Even though I was still at his age 2 years ago. I would feel so bad for him. I couldn't help myself but break mentally. So I think his death would be the most disturbing to me. So I wouldn't be able to get over that. Absolutely not. I would break. 36. Share a personal problem, ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it. Also ask your partner to reflect to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you've chosen. So how this is going to work is I'm going to tell you a problem I have, and you are going to comment down below what you think about it, how I should handle it, and you're going to talk about how you think I feel about it depending on how I talk about it. So my issue is that I don't get along with my big brother because for a long time now he's been treating me very badly, and I've tried to match his energy, but my mother, she seems to be on his side all the time, seems to just agree with him on everything, to want to protect him, even though I don't even attack him. He constantly talks about how I treat him horribly, how I insult him all the time, how I talk shit about him, but I really don't, and I don't get why he has so much hate towards me. He constantly insults my boyfriend, insults me, he steals my stuff, he steals my food, breaks my things, but then says that I broke them, trying to frame him and make him seem bad in front of his parents. So I don't really know how to handle that. I've just been trying to ignore him, try to get out of his way, to just stay safe, because I'm afraid of him, and I don't want to get too close to him. But everyone else expects me to give in and accept that he's just that way and to be friends with him again. But I can't safely be friends with anyone who insults me all the time, who talks shit about me behind my back, who thinks that I'm a bad person, who constantly talks about how I did this, how I do that, how I do this, how I do that, and then plays it off with saying that I do the same thing when I really don't do the same thing. I don't do any of that. So yeah, please, I'd like some advice on this issue, on how I should deal with my brother, because I'm afraid that he's a narcissist. Not to diagnose or anything, but I'm afraid that he's a narcissist because of the way he treats me. He treats me badly. He treats me like I am not a proper human being, but instead something that he can take advantage of. This got deep. This wasn't supposed to be this deep. This video was supposed to be fun. And now, the experiment says that at the end of the experiment, the participants need to stare each other into the eyes for 4 minutes straight. So let's do that now. Let's just stare into each other's eyes for 4 minutes. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, after these 4 minutes of staring at me, can you confirm that you're in love with me now? Are you in love with me? I'm not in love with you because I'm in love with someone else already, but do you love me now? I love all my UVs, obviously. But are you in love with me now? Do you adore me now? Do you want to sacrifice everything for me now? I mean, if enough people want to sacrifice everything for me, I've set up Patreon. Kidding, of course. Kidding, I would never take you guys' money. If the experiment worked, if you feel closer to me now than you did before, because I highly doubt that this kind of experiment can actually make you fall in love with someone. I highly doubt that. I think it's more of a, oh yeah, you just get closer to someone. If you already vibe with each other, you fall in love, but it's definitely not a one solution fits all. It's not like you can walk to anyone, up to anyone, ask them these questions, and suddenly they want to marry you and be with you forever. It's not like that. But obviously, they can be a good icebreaker, good for making you get closer, good for making you be closer. So this was it for today. I'm very thankful that you tuned in. My name is Pinkie. This was a very fun experience to have with you. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a bit about me, about the kind of person I am, and that you understand why I do some things, why I act a certain way now. I hope I didn't scare any of you off. Tell me down below what you think of this experiment. Do you think it could actually work and actually make people fall in love with each other? Comment down below. I think that would be interesting to find out. So that was it for today. We finished the experiment successfully, I guess. Like I said, please tell me if you fell in love with me. Please tell me what you thought of this experiment, if you like this kind of videos. If you learned some more things about me, what do you think of the things that you learned about me? If they're interesting, if they're not interesting, if you hate me now, if you love me now, comment it down below. So, thank you very much for listening. Thank you for answering the question if you did question them down below. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning out. I hope you don't hate me now. Bye bye!